Overnight, 2 Palestinians were killed by Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank, who said the duo was preparing car bomb attacks. The incidents come as the Israeli military continues its operations in the territory for a 4th day. Meanwhile, in Gaza, there is expected to be a pause in the fighting this weekend as the UN carries out urgent polio vaccinations. Imtiaz Tayeb joins us now from East Jerusalem. Imtiaz, good morning.
Dana, good morning to you. UN health officials have been pushing for this pause in the fighting, which Israel and Hamas have both agreed to. But Israeli leaders have said the military will still carry out strikes in areas where polio vaccinations are not being administered, and that these pauses are not connected to the stalled ceasefire talks with Hamas.
In the makeshift encampments for war-displaced people in central Gaza's Deir al-Balah, parents like Mumin al-Kilan have started receiving pamphlets like this, explaining how the polio vaccine is administered. Inside the tent he and his young family now call home, al-Kilan holds his kids close.
If the war ended and my son was paralyzed because he wasn't able to get the polio vaccination, it would be worse than the war itself, he says.
This week, Israel said it had agreed to three-day pauses in its war on Gaza so that health workers could administer the vaccine to around 640,000 vulnerable children. The announcement was made after little Abdul Rahman al-Jaydan was diagnosed with the first case of polio in Gaza in over a quarter century. At just 11 months old, he's now paralyzed for life in his left leg. Administering the polio vaccine, which requires a cold chain storage, will be incredibly difficult. Most of Gaza's hospitals and clinics have been destroyed in Israeli bombings, and the majority of its 2.2 million residents have had to flee their homes because of the violence. The Palestinian territory's sanitation systems have also been destroyed in Israeli strikes, leaving untreated sewage to now flow openly in the streets. That is why health officials say devastating illnesses like polio can spread so rapidly.
And the UN says it will attempt to vaccinate 90% of Gaza's children under the age of 10 during these 3 pauses in the fighting. Children who have seen their homes destroyed in Israeli strikes, have faced starvation, and who have also witnessed the deaths and dismemberments of tens of thousands for nearly 11 months now. Jeff.
Imtiaz, thank you.